Internet scams for artists. Instagram's terrible. I gotten them on Facebook. They will tell you that they want to buy one of your paintings. They contact you through personal message, DMs. If that painting's not available, they'll take any painting you've got. They don't care. They just want to buy a painting. They tend to be very pushy, very right now. They want it. They don't want to lose you. They don't want you going and asking somebody if this sounds fishy is what they don't want. You'll say, okay,
Give me your email. I'll send you a PayPal invoice.
they don't want to give you that. They'll say to you, no,
Give me your email and I'll send it to you.
which is like, okay, fine. I mean, you can pay people through PayPal that way. What they're doing is getting the email address you use for your PayPal. Then they'll tell you,
Okay, well, PayPal's being weird. It's not working right. They're going to send you a code and I need you to give that to me, send you the money.
the code is them trying to reset your account. It sends you the code for yours because it's like, oh, you're trying to log in from a different device or you forgot your password. It sends you the password like to your phone that texts you or whatever. They're trying to get you to give them that code so that they can get into your PayPal account and steal your money. The other one is, and this one, photographers get hit with this one a lot, but it can also hit artists. So they'll contact a photographer and fake being,
Hey, I'm an artist and I really like your photograph. I want to use it in one of my paintings for inspiration. Can I buy the rights to use it in one of my paintings? My client has a lot of money. They'll pay really well.
So what they want to do is, it can be Zelle, it can be any Cash App, it can be anything. They will spend, and they don't even care, like some crazy amount of money. They'll say, I'm going to have the client pay you, let's say $1,000. And I only want $200 for the painting. So what it will do, the client will send you $1,000. You send me 200 of that to cover the cost of the painting, and then we're good. They're using a stolen credit card. So what happens when the bank realizes this is fraud is they take that $1,000 back away from you. That gets pulled out because that was a fraudulent charge. And you've already given them $200. If you paid through Zelle, through Cash App, through a lot of these, there's no way to get that back. So these are just two of many scams. So this is what the scammers are doing and how they convince you. And it seems innocent enough. Somebody who wants to just send you through their PayPal account, like, yeah, sure. Why wouldn't you? Like, other people have paid me that way. No, this is a scam. So, red flags. The scammers are generally going to be very pushy. If you've ever watched any of these scammer videos, they actually have where somebody hacked into their system. They'll have an office full of scammers sitting there. Some of them are sitting at home on their own, but a lot of these scammers, they're in an actual office built for scamming people. It's an office of scammers. Like, that's a thing. So they'll be sitting there, and if you're not going to give them attention right now, they get mad. They'll be pushy. They'll be rude. A customer is not going to act like that. So, hey, are you there? Are you there? Are you trying to get you to respond as fast as possible? They're on the clock. They need money. They don't get paid if they can't scam you. So being rude, being pushy. Another huge red flag, and this just happened to one of our members over on Facebook. She sent me the screenshots of this, and this guy, absolute scammer. He was rude. He was pushy. So he says, hey, is this painting available? And she's like, no, sorry, that's sold. Well, what about this one? One painting's clouds. One painting's a random dog. A real customer, probably not going to want a random dog. Somebody else's dog or somebody else's kid on their wall. That's not normal. Think about that. These are all red flags. Somebody isn't typically going to be all over the board on, they don't care what they get from you. They just want something from you. That is not how art works. I mean, even people who have established a good name for themselves, the customers are still going to be more picky on, oh, I don't really like that one. Do you have any like this? They want something more specific. This dude would have taken anything she had, somebody else's dog, somebody else's kids, some clouds, a landscape. Isn't anything available for sale? And she's like, well, I have this one. So she shows it to him. Okay, I'll take it. How much? Well, he doesn't even care how much he's going to pay for it. So she gives him a price. He wants to pay her right now. And I'll give you my address. He just keeps saying, I'm in Arizona. And he's not from the US. This is key. This is one of the next red flags. Most scammers are in India or in one of the countries in Africa. Those are your two more common zones for a lot of this. And before anyone gets mad at me, no, I'm not saying people from those areas are bad by any means. I'm just saying these specific scams, this happens to be where most of them are from. So when they're contacting you in the US saying, I'm in Arizona, but their grammar is really bad. Now, okay, let's be realistic. Our school system's not amazing. Grammar's not going to be good no matter what. But I mean, it's a different type of grammar. You're going to notice certain consistencies in the bad grammar. That's a red flag. Does that mean that somebody who has bad grammar isn't going to want to buy from you? No. All I'm saying is this is one of those many things that would make your spidey senses start to tingle because you're like, that seems weird. What else might seem weird? And maybe it is somebody who just has bad grammar or somebody who moved here from India and that is they have an accent. Totally okay. But it is something that is so common with the scammers that that's just one little red flag. Is it a guarantee? No, but it is something to be like, okay, I'm going to be a little bit cautious moving forward, just in case. Because again, so common. Huge red flag that they're just desperate for anything you've ever created. And if you're looking at yourself and thinking, I've known people don't normally buy, I'm not at a place where I sell my work yet. I'm not really ready for that yet. Also, red flag. Like, it's weird that somebody's so desperate. They want it. They'll pay anything you want. The other thing, another very common scam is that I've gotten this through email a lot.
It's my anniversary and my wife loves your artwork. I want to spend $2,500 on art from you. What can I get for $2,500?
Wait, I'm sorry, what? First off, in my case, I've already got a website. You can go look at what you can buy. But let's say that wasn't the case. That's not how you shop for something. You're like, what do you have available? What are your things in this price range? And it's funny because they want to spend even $2,500. That's how much I want to spend. Not, oh, wow, you have something for $400? Perfect gift, done. I don't need to spend all that money. I can use that money for something. No, they have this $2,500. Why? Because they're using a stolen credit card, and that's how much they know they can pull off that card. Or, let's say it's $500, whatever it is. They've already figured out I can pull this much off of it before a fraud catches it. And that's going to go back to that chargeback thing where the money they paid you, and then they're like,
oh, I overpaid you by $400. Can you send me this money back?
And you're like, oh yeah, you overpaid. You meant to send me $2,500, but you sent me $3,000. I'll go ahead and send $500 back. And you think it's fine. I've got the $2,500 in my account. No, you don't, because that's going to be a chargeback. But you already sent them $500. They just made $500 off that scam. So you kind of see where these go. And these are just a few of the methods that they use. There are many, many, many methods. So you got to look at those red flags. Being pushy. The common one of, it's my anniversary and my wife likes your work. I have heard that one so many times. Anybody tells you it's my anniversary and my wife likes your work. Obviously, that could be true, but it's such a common scam. Again, we're back to spider tingle senses. I just totally screwed that up, but you get the point. Your spiders, something's tingling. Things are tingling that shouldn't be tingling. Look up the address they give you. That's another thing you can do. Tell them that you need to get a shipping quote. What's your address? Look that up on Google. Is it an empty parking lot or an old warehouse? Probably a scam, because they'll sometimes just Google a random thing or give you a fake thing. Now, yeah, maybe somebody might be shipping to the warehouse they work at. That is possible. But again, tingly spider senses. That should raise a few red flags to where you're like, when all of these things come together, you're like, this is way too many red flags. There's no way this is true. What do you do to avoid this? Have your own website. You can look right now, see what I do. My website, Lachri.com. I've got a WordPress. It's super easy. And the WordPress, I do pay for an upgraded version, but you can do a free version that's included. Now, my website isn't free. I have to pay a hosting service. I think you can do that for like $15 a month through EMWD. My affiliate link should still be on my website, I think. But I want to say theirs is $15 a month now for their hosting service, and that comes with WordPress. And then you would get WooCommerce, which is free, and install that. You'd have to get a theme that works with WooCommerce. So I'm not saying that it's all free, but the WooCommerce part where I make sales, that part's free. The auction part is not. That's an add-on. But you get the point. Have your own shop. So if somebody's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to buy something from you, are you there? You just link them to that site. If that's not good enough, they were not a real customer. If they can't just go to your website, see what's available, order one of those, not have to talk to you, not have to get your email address, not have to get this additional information. If they're not willing to do that, it wasn't a real customer. So I just cut out all potential scam because, well, I'm sure there's still other ways of scamming, but it's like, go to my website. Most of the problems I'm talking about, not even an issue for me, because you're going to go there. What if you don't have that? You can set up, I think there's I don't know how it works with Wix and Weebly and some of those free sites. You might have to pay to have a shop. I'm not sure. Look into that. But you could do eBay, Etsy. You could list something. Let's say somebody's like, hey, I really want this painting. Go throw it up on eBay. You can buy it there. You can buy it now option there. eBay's going to take a cut, obviously, but you're removing a lot of the scam. Now, that's not to say you can't be scammed through eBay. It happens, but this specific, like the Instagram, the Facebook scams, that really removes a lot of the problems that we're facing as artists from these scammers. Be cautious, be aware that these scams exist, and don't let them take advantage of you. And if you're thinking, well, my artwork's not really good enough yet, I'm not at a stage where it's worth it to me to pay to have a website to sell my art, that's a red flag. The fact that somebody then, if you're like at a place where you're like, my art's not really at the place I'm ready to sell, I'm still kind of a beginner, it's going to be good, but it's not there yet, so I'm not at a place willing, to do that. Somebody was wanting to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on your art, and you're still like that much of a beginner that you're not willing to put a website together. Another big spidey senses tingling something. Spidey should stop tingling things because it's getting inappropriate. But you do just things to be aware of, things to look into. So many red flags. And one red flag, not the end of the world. It's when all of these start like coming together that you start getting all tingles where they don't belong.